Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna make a cycle blast update. This is the third month of me blasting, and I like to do these, even though they're not my most popular videos, I like to document it, and I think they're ones that I provide a lot of my own experience, and I think a lot of guys could learn from, to be honest, and I share my input on what's working, what I'm thinking about doing, etc. So normally, once I hit month 3, I like to titrate the doses up a bit. That includes the testosterone. Like what I normally do is testosterone, Masteron, and NPP. So generally I titrate the testosterone up. Granted, I don't run into some negative side effects too much. And I like to titrate the NPP especially because that one doesn't have the estrogenic effects, although it has other side effects that you got to look out for. So normally I do that, but in this case I'm not going to do that because I'm kind of riding comfortably at the dosages I'm at now, which is around 400, not exactly 400, but around 400 testosterone, maybe a little bit above, NPP at around 300, and Masteron around 400. And it's just working. I have no negative side effects and I'm getting the results. So essentially, this is an effective dose, I would call it. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the minimum effective dose because I could probably do a little bit less, but it's an effective dose. And by effective, I mean obviously the strength and size gains without running into negative sides. Primarily negative sides that I look out for when I'm blasting is high blood pressure and bloating, especially. Obviously there's other ones like acne and things, which I have got a little bit of acne. It sucks, but it is what it is. Nothing too crazy. But my blood pressure is within I'm gonna call it not ideal, but it's not bad. Usually it's around 130 to 140 over 80 to 90 mark, which is for me acceptable because I'm not taking something like an ACE inhibitor. Maybe ideally I should, but obviously I don't want to. This is one of the reasons why I don't want to go higher, because I really don't want to increase my blood pressure, because to be honest, it makes me kind of feel like shit. It affects my cardiovascular, it makes me out of breath, kind of makes me heavy feeling. Once in a while I would push it if I wanted to increase my weight output. My dog goes crazy with other dogs, but in this case I'm just going to let it chill. Also, my bloating isn't too bad. A little bit, but nothing that is of concern for me, because I believe it's the Masteron that is taking care of that. Now, normally as well, when I run towards the end of my cycle, I like to add Anavar in oral, but that's not something I am going to do this time, and maybe not for a while, or who knows, maybe never again. I really like Anavar. I love it. It's one that I usually run when I'm on cycle. But right now, I just come to the realization that it's not even needed. Like, really, like, let the primary compounds do the work. Anavar can definitely add a boost to your pre-workout effect. It'll add vascularity, it'll add pump to you 100% in your workout. Your workout will be phenomenal. But it's not like you can't achieve something similar without it. So it's like, why crush your HDL? Why run into potential other problems? You know, it is oral, even though it's a relatively safe oral. It's like, I just don't think orals are needed for my level. I'm not competing. I'm not, it's just not needed, to be honest. And I believe Masteron does a lot of what Anavar does anyway, but in a bit milder as far as like the drive goes and things, but it's still there. So I'm going to not do Anavar this cycle. So my plans for here on in though, and I'm kind of weighing my options. One is I just continue this until I run out of Masteron, which I have a few more vials left, and then I'll just go back on TRT after that, with maybe a little bit of Androlone, but probably not even. Second of all, after I could finish my cycle with a bit of a bang, so to speak, and I was thinking about should I get a vial of Tren Ace bring down my test levels to around 250, 300, and then add 70 milligrams a week of Trinase just as a finisher, because that'll really carve you up and without negative side effects. But like, again, I don't even think that's needed. That's just like kind of my ego being like, oh, what if you did this? Like, you could always add this, you could always do this. If obviously there's a Masteron shortage, what I could do is bring down my testosterone and just run higher amounts of Masteron. It'll do similar trick, but I'm going to run out of Masteron sooner than later, and I still plan to be on a cycle for another month or two. But I either do it 3 months or 4 months. I find 4 months my blood work is still okay, so it's kind of pushing, I believe, but I still do it. But yeah, it might be around Christmas or just before Christmas. So maybe it's when I run out of Masteron, then I'll just run test and NPP a little bit at maybe a bit more moderate dose, and then just go back to TRT for a few months, which is around 150. So that's kind of my cycle update. What I do notice is this is a very great, I mentioned in one of my other videos, recomping cycle. Recomping being that you get stronger, you put on muscle size and fullness, but at the same time, I'm losing weight. I'm not gaining weight, and I'm not, obviously that's water weight I'm not gaining, and even too much like mass. It's like not, but I'm getting strength. So, and my muscles are getting fuller, so that's good. I should also mention that I am doing HGH, although that's coming to an end, and when it does, I'm probably going to go off HGH for about 6 months, because I have run it now for about 8 months, and it's kind of just breaking the bank, and it has a great effect, but it's nothing that's like too overly pronounced. So it did what it did for 8 months, and then I'll let my pituitary glands and thing in my brain, hypothalamus axis or whatever, get back to a relative state of norm. The good thing is when you go off HGH, there's no real negative, at least not much, of withdrawal kind of effect from it. So that's where I'm at now. I am definitely pushing good weight in the gym. Normally in my other cycles, I've been going more strength focused. In this one, I'm not really pushing strength as hard. I'm just keeping it kind of chill in the gym more, but getting those reps in, and it's doing well for me. I'm really liking it. Working on my legs more than some of my other cycles, but the pressing movements. I'm working on some new, incorporating some new movements in, like upright rows, things like that. Different types of curls. I do Arnold curls, which is what you're doing, like 90-degree angle cable curls. Lots of hammer curls. Lots of concentration curls, lots of tricep extensions. Those are kind of my thing. Lots of pec flies, etc. It'd really be interesting to see, like going into like what I decide to do in the future because of the whole Masteron shortage. And I hear a lot of guys going to the route of EQ, which I've considered myself at some points. So maybe we'll see a lot of guys. By the time I start my next blast cycle, kind of report on how that worked for them. I know it's a great, EQ can be a great mass builder and a great thing to add on testosterone, although the one kind of has a bit of a random element to it, which is you don't know how much is going to act as an AI, how much is going to crush your estrogen. Some people respond more to it than others, so normally I would say run Masteron 1-to-1 ratio with test and you'll be fine at 400. With EQ, I'm kind of in the dark on that, and I asked a guy who does know, and he couldn't give me a straight answer on that. So a guy who's a famous YouTuber, I won't mention names, he gave me a direct answer, and it's like it varies for everybody. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. Again, this isn't so much of a video to be popular out there, but I really like to document it because, believe it or not, I like to go and revisit some of my videos in the future. Like maybe it's a year from now, I'll revisit this video and see where my mindset was at this time. And I think that's good. It's kind of like a diary for me in a way. It's a report. I'm reporting it, reporting my experience. It's an experiment that I'm putting down in a tangible form, which is discussing on YouTube, disclosing on YouTube. So, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should I run a lower dose of test and some trend just to finish it up, just to cut me up a bit? I don't know. Interesting thought. We'll see how it goes. Peace.